Hello everyone, today I will be doing a short stream and it will be taking what I did on Tuesday with my LED setup as shown over here, and I'm just going to try and play around with it and see if I can change up the code and change up the circuit so that it does something else than what the book just said to do. So I was thinking that I would take a push button and then do some sort of behavior where when I press the button, the lights change color. So, I'll just jump right into that. So I'm gonna remove these for now. And probably don't need this. Take this out for now. Okay. Let me just get my circuit elements out. Just gonna clean up some of these wires first before getting started. Okay, so I'm gonna pull out a push switch button, these guys, and then I'm gonna set it up on the board. Like so. And just to refresh how these push buttons work. Basically, just double check here. We're going to send it in some power from the plus side to this side, and then we're going to connect it to ground with a resistor, and then we're also going to connect it to an analog pin so that we can control the behavior, or so that it can, or we're going to connect it actually to a digital pin so that we can control the behavior of the circuit using the push button. So let me set that up. I'm going to take this guy, this guy, connect it to power. So, okay, and next we will connect this to ground using a resistor. I believe a 10K is sufficient for this, so yeah. This ground. Awesome. And we will lastly connect it to a digital pin. So we'll use pin 2. Okay, so this is all for the circuitry for now. The more interesting part is going to come through the coding side, so let's jump right into that. Okay, so let me open up my Arduino IDE and let's make a new sketch. Cool. So let's do our typical declarations here. Say red LED pin equals, so I recall it's connected to this, which is connected to pin 11. Let me reference our other one. Right, so we're gonna want to do constant integer, like so, saying that this is something that's not going to change the whole time. So we set it as a constant integer. Believe the green pin was under 9. Constant int blue LED pin equals 10. Okay, and we'll also say that the button pin equals 2, and set up our changing variables like so. So these are the values that we are going to hopefully change and play around with. Yeah, so just okay. And we'll also say int button equals 0. Not typing in the right one. Int button. So this is going to give us a standard value, default value for our button. And now we need to associate our pin modes. So pin mode red, LED, pin output. So we want it to light up and do stuff. So those are output pins. And we just need to do the same for the other 4 pins. So this is green, this is blue, and then this one is button. However, the button pin we want to read as an input. So, okay, so we have our pin modes all set up here. And we also need to... So now we can move on to the loop here. So I thought that what we could do is set it up so when we hold the button down, as we hold it down, the LED changes color. So to do so, I'll be making use of a while loop. So like while the button is pushed, do something, and that's the basic idea. So first, we must declare button equals digital read, and then the pin we're reading from is button pin, or 2, and then we're gonna say while button equal low. So while it is low, we're gonna do something. So for now, just to get a test of making sure that our coding works, we're only gonna affect one of the values. So let's do so. Let me just double check that. Everything is going to work. Okay. So while it's low, we're gonna say red val or digital write or analog write and then it's gonna be red LED pin. We're gonna take the red pin and we're gonna give it red val. So in the first loop it's gonna run 0, and then we are gonna increment red val by 1. Like so. So the plus plus just means we're gonna increment it by 1 value. And then what we're gonna do is while, so I'm gonna have it fade back to its original color. So we're gonna say while the red val is greater than 0. What we're gonna do is we're gonna analog write, or we're gonna decrement red val by doing minus minus instead, and then analog write red LED pin red val, like so. And lastly, to make sure that everything's working and won't the loop won't have issues, we're gonna add this delay. And let's see. Let's test this out and see if it does what I think it should do. So let's upload this to the board. I'm gonna call it LEDs. Okay, so I see. So this needs to be while it's high. So let's try that again. Okay. Okay, so it's getting the part where it starts at nothing and then it starts lighting up. However, it's not going down to 0. Oh, hello, Ricardo Bog. How's it going? Just playing around with this LED and trying to get this code to work. I want it to, when I push this button. Yeah, I'm doing good. So I'm trying to get it so when I push this button, the LED will light up, and then when I let go of the button, it will turn off. So I need to figure out why it's doing this first. Yeah, that's cool. Yeah, the Arduino is really cool. I've been having a lot of fun with it so far. Yeah. So what could be causing this problem? Let's try and change this delay and make it longer. 15 milliseconds. Maybe this will help. Let's do this. Yeah, thanks for the follow. Okay. So got it to turn on. So what's the problem here? Well, red val is greater than 0. So what I will do in between here, I will serial print okay, it is flickering, sort of. Serial print red val. So just adding debugging lines. Serial. The LCD. Yeah, I do have the LCD. I haven't really done anything with it yet, but I have the LCD in its box. So so serial print red val. And now I want to print a new line. So like so. And then I will do the same thing over here. And I'm gonna print red val decrement. Then red val. And okay, so let's try this. Can you program in the LCD to write chow? Let's see. I've never actually used this LCD before. Pretty sure you could get it to do something like that. But for today, I'm just gonna work on this LED. So I can. I haven't really gotten to use the LCD. That's why. So I'm not too familiar with how to do so. But hopefully, in later streams, because I have this starter kit and I've been following these tutorials, and hopefully, I'm pretty sure one of the later projects will get to use it. So by then, in one of my later streams, I'll probably be able to do so. Let's see. Open my serial monitor. See if this shows up on the screen. Okay. Not that one. Yeah, the starter kit's been pretty awesome so far for me. Been enjoying it a lot. Let me add a window capture. Okay, so here's my serial monitor. And it's not updating. Let's try restart it. I see. Okay. Forgot to do one thing. If I want to use the serial monitor, I need to use the function serial begin. Type. So. No, your English has been, your English sounds fine. Yeah. I could completely understand everything you've been saying, so. Okay. So let's upload this. Now this should, okay. I see. So it's forever stuck incrementing and it's not stopping. Okay, so that's an issue. Okay. So that's the problem. Okay. So let's try. So it's forever stuck in this loop. Why is it stuck in this loop? Okay, so let's try serial print. Button value. So get the value of the button. Then button. Let's try this. It's always 1. Which I guess we could have assumed. So why is it always 1? It should only be 1 when we push it. It's stuck in this loop. Why is it stuck in this loop? Let's see. Button equals 0, button equals digital read. Button. Are using pin 2. Let's kill this for now. So right now button is 0. I push it, it turns to 1, and then it doesn't turn back to 0. I see, okay. So what happened was at the end of inside of this loop, the button value isn't actually updating because we need to add this digital read, so then it changes the value and checks and see if the button's actually being pressed. Let's do that. What's that? Okay. Look in the serial monitor. Okay, it looks like it's working. So we've got this fade effect here. It's pretty cool. Nice. So now let's figure out when so I believe the red after it hits a certain okay, so it is 256. So once it hits 256 oh okay, well I forgot to do this. Make it a new line. So once it hits 256 it goes to 0. So we need to add in this behavior in our code. So we would have an if statement. If red val equals 256 yeah, so if it's equal to 256, we just want it to do a delay, and then else we will do everything in here. So we're saying if the value of the red is max, then do nothing. But unless it's max, then we can grow. Yeah, so hopefully this works. Let's check this out. Error opening serial port. Weird. Okay, looks like it's working. So, grows, and then hopefully when it hits 256, it'll stop growing. And it'll just stay. Yeah, cool. And then when I let go, oh, right, okay. So, my earlier issue forgot to update the value of the button. So we're gonna do this. Add it up here actually. So let's try this again. Yeah, okay. It doesn't like it when I re-upload with the serial monitor open for some reason. Let's go. So we want it to reach 256, and then when I let go, we want it to go down. Okay, so it reaches 256. And then it does decrement. Cool, okay, seems to be working. So, we know it works with red. So what we can do is we can add more buttons and then try and get it to work for the other two colors. So essentially what I'm going to do is I'm going to add 2 more buttons to this circuit, and then I will copy this code that I just wrote, except for instead of it being for the red value, we'll have it for the blue value and the green value. So then hopefully we'll get this thing where we can press these buttons, and then depending on how long we hold it, it'll change color. And if I can get this button to go in. Cool. So let's connect this to power. That going in. Then, yeah. And then now we need to add resistors to ground. Okay. In. Let's unplug this. And cool. This. Oh. Sort of in. So now we need to connect these. Oh, camera's not in focus. It does that sometimes. I need to focus on board, not my hand. There, that seems to be working. Okay. So let's connect these to more pins. So this negative end. Then we'll use pins 3 and 4. I'll use this one to 4. So then this one I will connect as well. Three. Cool. Okay, so we have our connection set up. So let's switch back to coding. So we need to redefine two things. Make a new constant integer, and then we'll say button red pin, or I'll say, yeah, button blue, I guess green pin equals 3, and then we'll do the same thing. Blue equals 4. So button R int button green int, I really can't type today, button blue equals 0. And now looking back at here, so we need to declare new pin modes. And so button red. But what's the games I play? I used to play a lot of League of Legends, but I've been kind of taking a break, and I've been playing a lot of World of Warcraft recently. But I haven't really been playing too much, and I'm not sure if I'm planning on streaming like games, but maybe in the future. Let's see. Okay, so we set up our inputs. So just have to change this to red. While button R is high, and then this is going back and changing all my code so that it works with my new buttons. Button R. Now what I will do is add in my other buttons to this blue pin. So how do I do this? So the problem with adding 3 buttons is there's 3 cases for all 3 buttons being pressed. So we need to consider that. Is there a way to get them to change consecutively without having to code all the different cases? Let's see. So I press this button and I press this button at the same time. It's only going to change one of them as it's set up now. Get it so it changes both. So let's think of the case where there's two buttons. If we press this down, I want it to be able to change that value, but I also want to press the other one and then update both values at the same time. It'll forever be stuck in that while loop. Okay, so I think what I will do is I will change this so the initial while loop starts where if it's high, or if either of the button pins are being pressed, think of this code: int count 1, int red 1, int LED 9, int LED 7, void setup pin mode. Void loop if count less than 256, set bright count, delay 10, count equal 1, else while count less than bright count, delay 10, else count. Bright is just int analog right, LED pin bright. Yeah, I think that looks great. Yeah, that would definitely work. That would definitely work. Yeah, let's see. I can definitely. Let me open a new sketch. Do this for now. So let's see. Go into show how this works. So I believe that would work. Haha. Yeah, no, I think this code looks like it would definitely work. Oh. Like so. So let's just double check that all of this is correct here. Like that. Like that. So we are saying, finding our pins. If it's less than 255, we'll set it right. Okay, yeah. Yeah, I believe this will work. This LED, let's say Ricardo. Okay. Okay, something serial port thing. Skin. Okay, so yeah, so it's doing the behavior where it lights up and then it reaches 255 and it just count R. So this part makes sense. R. I see. So right. Okay. So it'll be increasing the value of yeah. It sets LE pin. I see. So count R is for a different color probably, right? And then only thing is we would need to, so if we change this like so, and then when we're doing here we wanted to change the red value, so what we do instead is we put in, let's see, one of our pins, so we'll just say 10 for now, I think. Try this. Right. So yeah, I do have Discord. What's happening here? The pin is yeah, for sure. Let's see. What's my Discord? I can do that. It's been a while since I've. Oh, here, add friend. You can add with their Discord tag. It's my username and tag. What's going on here though? Yeah, of course. What is this? It's running this if, incrementing it, then it's while. So it runs through this if loop, hits 255 or 256, and then it'll go through and do this else loop where while the other count is less than 255, count R equals 1, and it's 1. Ah, I see. Change this. Okay. Okay, now let's see if it works. Oh, yeah, there. And it cycles through the two colors. It's cool. Yeah, that's good code. Yeah, so the only thing I changed was since you're having this second increment here where you're changing the color of the one of the other LEDs, what happens is with your function you made, the set bright function, before it was only changing one of the pins, so it was actually only changing the color for one of them, even though you had the code that you wanted to change two colors. So I just changed the code, so I add in a second argument where the argument I'm bringing in is the pin number we want to change, and then I bring in like one of the other LED pins, so then we're setting it so that it's changing as well. Actually, it should be do this, and then like this, and then we're gonna use LED pin, and then that should effectively change two. Yeah, awesome. And it turns blue, and then yeah, it goes through. Yeah, it's cool. Yeah, that's a good code. Had some yeah, I liked what you did with the else and the while. It was good. So I don't know if we need this. Now count one makes sense actually. Yeah, it's nice. Okay, awesome. So let's see. Gonna try and see if I can get the all three of them working. So I will be doing this. So if any of the buttons are being pressed, or while any of the buttons are being pressed, and if blue, so adding in our maximum cases, writing this in a function probably would have been better, but that's okay. Let's brute force it for now. It definitely would have been better to write this in a function. So delay 50k, and now we will do else. Inside of the else, what we'll do is if your Arduino is different, let's see, how am I going to do this? Just throw ifs inside of ifs inside of ifs. just brute force it and do every single case. guess we'll just brute force every single case. Can't think of a better way of doing it at the time, so we'll do a case where they're all on. So, button. Or analog. Let's get rid of the serial print for now. Comment those. Or actually, I'll just cut this out. Somewhere below, just in case I need that. So, let's fix the indenting. We're writing to red. Green. Sure, there's a better way of doing this. Probably has to do with writing a function with some sort of Boolean values, true or false values that say if the button is pressed, that's true, and then if it's true or false, then only it'll tell you like which case to run. But I think we're just gonna brute force it. Okay. So let's copy this. Let's check our. Okay, yeah, that's fine. Our bracketing is fine. So let's do this. Else if so, let's do the case where if button blue is low, then change this to this. We want it to decrement. Oh, this is really ugly code. We're going with it. So we'll say now this case is low, then only green decrements. This. I'm just gonna go with it. So we'll say red is low. Okay. This will be two being low. blue and green with decrements. So, okay. Let's do case where red and green are low. So, and now we need to do when green and blue are both low. Or red and blue, I mean. So I didn't think this right. Double check. Okay. Blue and green. Red, green, blue. Now we need another case. The last case is if all three of them are low. So let's do this. Arduino looks like this. I see. Yeah, it does look a little different. However, it does look like all the pins are the same. So yeah, I'm not sure. It must just be a different like model or version of it. Because I think all the pins are the same. So that's awesome though. This the case where they're all low, so do this. In the case where it's a terracotta. I see, not original. Okay, yeah. That makes sense. Do I need this code? So I actually don't need this code anymore. I'm doing all the decrements in the conditions. So what I need to do is add in red val. If it's equal to 0, we don't want it to change. Oh, that's not the right. Pizza? Yeah, pizza's good. I like pizza a lot. So to make sure that this doesn't have issues, we'll start this at like 1. So the code doesn't mess itself up. Yeah, I like pasta too. Okay, let's just see. Well, if we compile this, it'll tell us. Button not to click. I see. So you're from Italy then? Are you currently living in Italy? Okay, compiled. That's awesome. It's I always find it interesting how like streaming and stuff can connect people from all around the world. It's not every day that I can like talk to somebody from a different country, so it's pretty awesome. Good source. It's not really working. Okay, it just stops. I see. I think it's these conditions, these equal 0 conditions, that are gonna mess everything up. It's probably decrementing itself, and then because it's 0, when it decrements, it's just getting stuck in these statements. So we'll just try this for now. Oop. It's sort of working. Let's see, the test is, if I let go, will it turn off? Well, it's probably hitting this 256 and then... Yeah, let's just get rid of that. Right. Okay, it's not turning off, but it's changing colors. So why isn't it? This is when you get the serial monitor running. Good thing I saved this. I'm from Hawaii. I'm from Hawaii. Honolulu, Hawaii. Let's see. Oh, okay, not Hawaii needs now. Let's see. Hawaii, in the middle of the Pacific Ocean. Part of America. Haha. Serial print and yeah. Okay, so let's do this. Open the serial monitor. Okay. So it is changing. Okay, so the problem is I need in each of these if loops. The pronunciation in Italian is completely different. I see. Yeah. That makes sense. So that means in each of these I need to put if. Yeah, I could fix this. Yeah, I actually have to get going. So maybe I'll try and fix up this code some other time, but probably next Tuesday I'm just gonna go back to doing starter kit stuff. So yeah, feel free to check that out if you want to. But yeah, it's been fun. It's been fun hanging out with you, Ricardo. But yeah, I'm gonna get going now. So thanks for watching. Yeah, sorry. Yeah, I have to leave soon. That's why. So yeah, I'll stream again next Tuesday though, around the same time. So feel free to check that out if you want to. See ya. Thanks for watching.